Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, Mr. Hart, I have a copy of the Metro Link crash report from 2008. You're familiar with that?
Yes, I am.
And in that, you had two recommendations, major recommendations. One, that we have cameras installed, inward-looking cameras.
Yes.
That was in 2008. And then you also had the positive train control recommendation, correct?
Yes.
I want to talk about both of those. First of all, let's go back to this 2008 report. If you just look at it, that wasn't the first time you recommended cameras or audio devices in the cab. Is that correct?
That's correct. It goes back several years before that.
In this report, you have 1997, after a 1996 crash and no operating crew members survived. That was an Amtrak train near Silver Springs, Maryland, February 16th, 1996. You recommended. That's R97-9 recommendation. Then you had another accident with no surviving crew members that occurred in 1999 in Bryant, Ohio. Is that correct? And a recommendation, which is R97-9 to the FRA. The first one was to the NTSB, recommended to the FRA that they install these devices. Then the second one was back in 99. It says also recommended that the FRA install this. Then your recommendation in 2005, there was a crash of a CN freight trains in Anding, Mississippi. NTSB made the following recommendations to FRA. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, that's correct.
R07-3. What did FRA do, Ms. Feinberg?
Previously, the FRA has not taken action on inward.
They did not take an action on any of these. Okay, and then the 2008 was also a recommendation. They did not take an action on that either. Is that correct?
That is correct. Our recent actions on inward-facing cameras have been...
In fact, it's been very difficult. In fact, since then, many of the freight rails have installed those devices. Are you aware of that, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Yes. In fact, but it's been difficult. In fact, they've had to go through lawsuits. I want this to be entered into the record. Here's Kansas City Southern was attempting to put into cameras in the cab. They were sued by Mr. Comstock and his group. Not only will both unions fervently oppose KCS lawsuit, they will be asking the court to enjoin them from going ahead with the plan. Could we put that in the record, please? Okay. Ask unanimous consent.
Objections to order.
All right. That's cameras and a little bit of the history and nothing being done. Let's talk about finance this and positive train control. You just recommended you're going to have FRA financing available?
The RIFF program does have financing available.
Okay.
MTA has...
Since 2012, how many RIFF loans have there been?
I believe there have been 3.
2 up till this year, I think. Well, a total of 3. The joke is there are more FRA administrators. We've had more FRA administrators than we've had RIFF loans. So you have the capability to loan money. If you need adjustment in that, you need to get to us. In fact, the private sector has a responsibility for installing positive train control. They've actually run into some problems, haven't they, with FCC? So another government agency has actually delayed this. This is part of part of the problem was, I think, Native Americans and also approval by FCC of those requests for licenses. Isn't that the truth?
For the
Yes.
for the
So it's not all the
antenna.
freight railroad. Some of it's been delayed. I'd like that submitted for the record to also show that there have been problems with FCC. In fact, do you know how many licenses FCC has done per year approved on average?
I do not know how many per year.
They do about 2,000 a year. Do you know how many the freight company have been required to have approved? and get approved so they could get this stuff installed by the end of the year?
In terms of antennas?
It's 22,000. So
Correct.
there's a little bit of a backlog, and it's not right to penalize the freight rails for delays that are by an agency and things beyond their control. So when you say you're going to take them to task, I don't think that that's the right thing to do. Just getting started here, Mr. Chairman. Give me about 10 more. Yield back the balance of my time at this point.